Hi, my name is Mariah and I'm the owner of the Etsy shop Owl of It. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to embroider the stem stitch. So if you've been following along with these videos, you should have your design traced on your fabric, it in the hoop, ready to go. Again, this is my needle minder. I like to use it to keep track of my needles. It's magnetic. You can stick your needle to it, keep track of it. All right. So the stem stitch is a little bit different than some other embroidery stitches. So instead of, starting in the back, going to the front, going back and forth, once you go up to the front, you'll work most of it from the front side. So I have my thread in my needle. I've knotted the end of it. So this design that I'm doing, I'm going to start right here at the beginning of the two. So from the back side, I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to put it through right at the beginning of the two. So you can kind of see it stuck in there. I'm going to go ahead and pull it through. All right, so then you should see your floss. It's right at the beginning. So taking this, you'll be able to see it. You're going to take your needle and you're going to put it into the fabric a little bit away from the beginning. So I'm going to put it a little bit closer. You can see that this is where my thread is. All right, I'm going to try to refocus it. Okay, so this is where the thread is now. I'm putting the needle in right here, but I'm not going to put it all the way back through. So with the stem stitch, like I said, you're going to be working it mostly from the front. So the needle is in a little bit, but I'm going to put it through so that where the needle is coming through is a little bit above where this thread is. This is a little bit confusing at first. It might take a couple stitches for you to understand, and that's completely normal. So you can see before I've pulled it through that there's this little piece of fabric on the needle. I've put the needle in and then brought it back up here. So then I'm gonna keep pushing the needle through. It's kind of hard to do it backwards. So push it through, pull the thread gently so it's not knotting up. All right, so you can see the first stitch, and then you can see that the thread is kind of where it started. So for the next part, you're gonna do the same thing again. So from where the end of this is right now, you're gonna put your needle in a little bit further over. And then you're going to bring the tip of the needle above where the end of it is now. Okay? So again, you can see the fabric is on the needle. You're not going all the way through to the back. You're gonna push the needle through, pull, and then here's your second stitch. I'm gonna try and focus this a little bit. So it's gonna look kind of spirally because you're going in a little bit above. So you're gonna continue to work this. So putting your needle in a little bit further away, putting it in above, pulling it through, gently pulling your thread through. I'm gonna go ahead and keep working this down the curve of the two. All right, you can gently tighten the thread a little bit if it's kind of bubbly or loose. All right, so here we've got, I've gone around, it's kind of hard to see because this is purple thread on purple marker, but I've gone down the curve of the two. So I want to start in a new spot. So I am going to take my needle, and here's the end of where my stitching is. So I'm going to put the needle in right near the end. And I'm going to pull the needle through to the back side and pull the floss with it. So from the front, you can see this curve of the two. And where I want to go is I want to start at the base of the two. So I'm going to bring my needle up here. And then I'm going to work along the bottom of the two. So with stem stitch, you can do this when you reach the end of a section, when you reach the end of a piece of floss and you need to tie it off, you're gonna continue to work like that. So if you have any questions about that, you can leave a comment below and I'll try to respond to that. You can also, the name of this stitch is called stem stitch. Sometimes picture tutorials can be helpful if you're struggling with a certain step. It can break it down. If you bought one of my patterns, I'm gonna try and provide picture tutorials as well, in case that is more helpful. So that is the stem stitch, and I hope that's helpful.